Greetings, people. Once again, I welcome you all to the Stratford and Africa channel. This is your match preview video on the AC Milan versus Manchester United second leg game. Yes, before we get into it, I would first of all like to use this opportunity to express my gratitude and thanks to all of you who have taken time out of your usual busy schedules to share my video and subscribe to the channel. I'm most grateful. Once again, you are welcome. Before we move straight into the match preview and all that we'll be doing in that area, I would like to mention a few key notes that came up in the manager's press conference this afternoon. And just to touch on a few issues, the manager talked about the injury situation in the club, and then he mentioned that Martial was not able to pass the fitness test, so he is not with the squad, and also Bailey is not able to make it. He's a doubt. They are still assessing his situation, whether he will play or not. And then he also talked about Diego Dalot, our player on loan at AC Milan. He said he's been doing well this season and they are looking forward to having him back with the club. And me personally, I like the fact that he's looking forward to having him back because he's a good player who deserves to be given chance to prove his worth. And more importantly, our right back situation is very dire. It's only Wan-Bissaka who is the right back we have. We need to get somebody to share the workload with him. Look at what Alex Telles coming in has done to show us form. We need something like that at our right back. And if we are not going to spend money to solve that situation, I think an in-house solution is Diego Dalot, a perfect one. So I'm very happy and looking forward, as just as Oli said, to having him back. He also addressed this weekend a story that came out about him and Donny having arguments here and there. He said all that isn't true and Donny is working hard to get his place in the team. Yeah, he also talked about progress and winning trophies and how winning trophies doesn't always play as a measure of progress. But even though winning trophy this season is a very key objective on their list, which we are all looking forward to. So that being said, I think that is all the most few things that I noted down from the press conference. Yes, so now let's move straight into the match preview. Yes, AC Milan versus Manchester United, second leg, Europa League round of 16 match. Yes, so let's look at a little bit of history behind this fixture. In the area of head-to-head, these two teams have played each other about 11 times. And out of the 11, Manchester United have won 4, drawn 1 and lost 5. That is an interesting statistic there. Also, another very interesting factor you might want to take note of is that out of the 5 times these teams have been drawn against each other in European competitions, United have only qualified once at the expense of AC Milan. Meaning it's only once that United has been able to eliminate AC Milan from what's the name? European competitions. Yeah, so that one too is an interesting one there. So we are going into this match. If you look back at what the history shows, we are not the favorites to qualify here. If past events are what is going to repeat itself, we are going to this match as underdogs. Yes, and if you look at the San Siro Stadium as a venue, United have only won once there in 2010, and that was when United eliminated AC Milan from the Champions League. So that was why even last week's game, I heard one of the commentators say there's no team on this earth that has eliminated Manchester United from European competitions more than AC Milan. That is very, very interesting. Yes, so that being said, let's move on to take a look at the current form both teams have. In the last 5 matches Milan have played, they have won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1. Whilst Manchester United has also drawn 3 games out of their last 5 games and won only 2. So if you look at the current form of both two clubs, it is very similar. Yeah, and this is not surprising given the fact that recently both teams has been hit with injury problems here and there. So moving forward, let's take a look at the injury situation at both camps. Yes, and United only told BBC Sport after our game the last weekend that he was expecting 5 extra players available this week for the Milan game. Unfortunately, he didn't get all 5. Martial and Bailey didn't make it, according to his press conference. Yes, and then from the camp of AC Milan too, they are also expecting almost all their injured players back for this game, because a lot of them were involved in their game against Napoli over the weekend. Yes, a lot of them was involved, so they are expected to start or be at the bench on this one. So if you look at the injury situations, everybody is expecting players back, and the injuries that hit both teams are beginning to slow down now. So let's move on to my predicted 11, or what 11 I think Solskjaer will come out to play this game with. Yes, I think he will stick with Henderson in goal, because the Gia just came back from his paternity leave, and he might not have trained very well. So I think Henderson will remain in goal. At right back will be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I think he will play Maguire and Lindelof because Bailey is not available. And then left back will be Luke Shaw, and in the midfield pivot he will play McFred. I'm predicting he will play Scott McTominay and Fred, and then ahead of them in the number 10 position he will play Bruno Fernandes. And then the front three will be James, Cavani and Rashford. That is my prediction. Cavani and Rashford. I personally would have played Bale over Lindelof because of Bailey over Lindelof because of Lindelof's Bailey's aerial ability and to counter Zlatan's aggressiveness if he is going to play. Yeah, so I'll have Cavani. I'll have Martial is not going to play, so we have Mason Greenwood on the bench to give us options going forward. Yes, so that is my predicted 11. Henderson in goal, Maguire and Bailey at the heart of defense. The fullbacks will be Wan-Bissaka and Shaw. Midfield will be McTominay, Fred, Bruno, James on the right wing, Rashford on the left wing, and Cavani through the middle. Yeah, so let's moving on. What is it that we are going to expect in this game? This game really promises to be a very fascinating one, because both teams are expecting their first team players back from injury. So it promises to really be a fascinating one. And I have watched Milan a few times this season, and they are not the side we saw at Old Trafford. They came to Old Trafford and played a very low block, deep line, reserved tactics. They don't play that way. They are a very high intensity, direct, attacking and high pressing team. So if their players are all going to be back, we might not see them in the shape you saw them at Old Trafford. Yes, but one thing to note too is that I wouldn't be surprised if they stick to last week's approach, because they have a vital away goal to protect. Yeah, they have a very vital away goal to protect. So if they choose to sit back and allow us have the ball, that will be understandable. And that worries me a lot. That really worries me a lot, because our team seems to struggle when it comes up against lower blocks, and this is due to several issues in the team. Key among them is our lack of progression in midfield. Our midfield pivot of McTominay and Fred, they don't progress the ball well enough. They give sloppy passes and give the ball away. And also our front three, their execution is sometimes very poor. Poor execution has let us lose a lot of attacks, and that's why we find it difficult to sustain attacks and dominate and put teams on under pressure, because anytime we attack, we will sloppily lose the ball. So when we don't have space to operate, these issues do come up. Yeah, these issues they do come up. So basically, that is all that I have got. I think the preview is going to be about, and I'll predict a 2-0 win for United, even though it's not going to be an easy game, but I expect us to go through and qualify. So that will be it for now for the preview. And once again, I thank you all for watching. Smash a like on the video and share to your friends and family. And don't forget for us to meet here again for the match reaction after the game.